Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Curbside with Kids and Cars here at Dell Children's Medical Center in Austin, Texas. Today, we're going to be talking about harnessing in a rear-facing only seat using a Chicco KeyFit 30 as an example. Keep in mind that while you may not have this same seat, a lot of the same principles and techniques will apply when you go to harness your child.
And if you haven't seen our video on car seat anatomy yet, be sure to go over and check it out so that you can follow along. Now, let's give it over to Drew so that he can get us started with harnessing.
All right, so when we're talking about harnessing, we want to first make sure that we're familiar with the different parts of the car seat harness. So let's review those real quickly first. We have the harness straps themselves, the chest clip, and the crotch buckle here. And then all the way at the bottom, we have the tightening strap, as well as the release button. The very first thing to do when you're ready to place your baby in the car seat to have them harnessed is make sure that the harness is at the right level for your child. If we remove the headrest here, we see that there are a few different options of where the harness can pass through the shell of the car seat. On this car seat, we have 3 different options. It's important to note that when your child is riding rear-facing, we want the harness to be either at the same level or a little bit below their shoulders. So we know it's time to move the harness up to the next slot as soon as your baby's shoulders go reach that next level. In order to adjust the harness, the first thing that we want to do is make sure that it's nice and loose so it's easy to work with. The way we do that is to push on the release button, and then we can pull up on the chest clip, and that will give us plenty of room to work with. If we turn the seat around to the back, we see where the harness comes through and attaches to that splitter plate and then goes out to the tightening belt. In order to change the height of the harness, we just simply remove the harness from the splitter plate one at a time, just like this. You go back through the car seat and then up through the next slot. When you're placing the harness back on the splitter plate, we want to make sure that it's all the way on so that it doesn't come undone if you're in an accident. So give it a nice tug, and if it comes off, then it's not properly secure. So then we can place that one back on, and once it's all the way in that slot up there, we know that it's good to go. So then we simply adjust the other one to make sure they're at the same level. Through the shell, back through the front, onto the splitter plate again. Now that we know they're both properly in the splitter plate, what we want to do is take a look at the front of the car seat to make sure that not only are they through the same slot as each other, but that through the same slot in the padding and the shell of the car seat. If your car seat has a headrest, the last thing we want to do is reinstall that. And typically this goes in the slot that's right above the harness, but you want to double check your owner's manual to make sure that that's in the right slot. If your crotch buckle is adjustable, you'll have another slot down there for it as well. And that can also be adjusted from the back of the car seat. Let's give it over to Amber, who's going to walk us through actually placing your baby in the car seat, making sure that they're nice and safe to ride.
Okay, so now it's time to go over proper harnessing, and we have this baby doll to help us demonstrate. Okay, so what we want to do first is make sure that our harness straps are at the level that we need them to be at, okay? So it looks like here, since Drew just showed you how to move the harness straps up, that these are on the second level. Now, I'm not sure, so I'm gonna put baby in and see if that's the correct position for baby or if it's a little bit too high. Remember, we want those shoulder straps right at or a little bit below baby's shoulders. So what I'll do is put baby in the seat. So we'll open everything, maybe give myself a little bit more slack, okay? And then I'll put baby in. So what I'm seeing here is that these harness straps are coming from way above baby's shoulders. So this would be way too high because when we adjust and tighten, we don't want to give baby any room to be able to move up in the seat, right? We want baby nice and snug held down in the seat. So what I need to do is adjust those straps right back down. And if you're expecting a baby or have a newborn, then it's probable that you'll start off on the lowest setting as well. All right, so now that I've done that, we can get baby back in the seat. Let's fix her head a little bit. We want both straps over those shoulders. And now we can see that these harness straps are coming from right at, and she's a pretty small demo baby. So those harness straps are coming from right at her shoulders. But for your little one, it might be coming from just a little bit below, and that's okay too. So then what we do, we need to clip all 3 parts, right? So we do 1, clip in that chest clip together, 2, and these go right above those baby hips, 3. We want all 3 parts of the harness to be clipped, and you'll hear on audible click. So then I want to start with this chest clip down low, because as I pull to tighten, this harness is going to raise and this chest clip is going to come up. So if I start with this up high, sometimes it can come up and onto baby. And so we just want to start with it nice and low, okay? So I want to pull, pull, pull to get it nice and tight. Now, we will note that in those brand new babies, especially newborns, we see a lot of slack in those hips, okay? So where it might seem like it's nice and secure up here, we've got a lot of room to pinch down here. So we pull up through the harness, pull up through the harness, and get that slack out. Give this chest clip a nice little tug down, and I want to pull again, okay? And I work with it until I'm not able to pinch. And let's slide this shoulder straps. Let's slide those back so I can see what I'm working with. So I'm gonna know that it's nice and secure when I'm not able to pinch any of this harness. When I run my fingers lengthwise down, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, all 3 parts of the harness. So when I'm not able to pinch any of that material, then I'm gonna know that baby's nice and safe and secure. So then, last check, what I wanna do is slide this chest clip right up to this baby's armpits, okay? That is gonna be on the hard chest bone. We don't want it on soft tummy, okay? So look for those little armpits and have that chest clip right up there. You can call it the tickle spot or whatever you want, but just make sure that it's right there, okay? So one more thing to note, when it's time to take baby out of the seat, what's recommended is making sure that you loosen the harness all the way. So I'm gonna push down on this button right here. I put my hand right behind that chest clip in an outward motion. I just pull all the way out, okay? Because I'm going to want to readjust every time I put baby in the seat to make sure that it's a nice, safe, secure install, okay? So then, now that I've got all this slack to work with, it's gonna be more comfortable for you and for baby. So then I would push down on this crotch buckle. You can put these over the side. And baby comes out with me.
So there you have a look at rear-facing only harnessing. Be sure to comment down below with any questions you have, or if you'd like to see any topics covered in our upcoming videos.
And make sure to join us next week where we'll cover installation of a convertible car seat. And we hope everyone has a safe and happy 4th of July holiday weekend. And remember, your child matters, their car seat does too.
See y'all next week.